Hey, this is Billy from GH Music. I'm up here in Sydney at Roland headquarters with Simon Ayton, and we're going to be looking at the HBD20. Can you tell us a few things about the HBD20, Simon?
Yeah, that was cool, Billy. I really liked that. Thanks. That was good what you were doing there. So we've got this set up as you might have it set up on stage at a gig if you're a drum kit drummer, because obviously with the V-drums you've got massive amounts of different sounds you can trigger from the module, but sometimes it's good to have something next to you that you can use for loops and samples and percussion sounds. Yeah. And with the HBD20, which is the latest incarnation of the Handsonic, it's so sensitive you can play it with your fingertips, just like you were doing there. And it also has other control features like a light beam controller, which we call D-beam, which you can use for controlling pitch. And that was really cool, Billy, what you were using there at the start there. You're actually using the pressure on the pad to control pitch. Can you just show me a little bit of that? Yeah. And some little chimey sounds you're playing. Yeah. So we can actually control how these play as well. You can have it so they're one shot, hit it once, plays the sample all the way to the end, or you can have it so that when you hit it again, we call it alternate, so it alternates between start and stop. And you can control the pitch of them via pressure, and you can do lots of other things as well. You can control the effects that are built in via pressure as well. And it's just a cool way of integrating some other sounds into your kit that takes you off on a completely different tangent that you probably normally wouldn't go with a pretty
Also noticed you've got the BT1 set up here.
Yep, that's our new bar trigger, which we've got attached to the second tom there, but you can actually attach it to a cowbell mount, and it's shaped sort of like a cowbell as well, so it sort of feels very familiar to a drum kit drummer to play. We're using it here obviously with V-drums, but you could hook it up with your acoustic kit in a hybrid sort of setup, which we're actually going to do today in another video as well. We're going to talk a little bit about hybrid drum kit setups and combining sounds. So, and you had a bit of a chord happening on that.
Mixed with a cymbal, two layers.
So this actually has a special trigger system built into it which stops it from false triggering when you hit a tom. So with the new modules we've got, HBD20 and even our other kits 11 and 15 and 30, you just attach this and then you choose the BT1 trigger type in your module, and it knows only to send signal out when you hit it. So when you're not playing it directly, it's a closed gate and it doesn't allow signal through. So it's a very clever system of triggering in there that allows it to do that, and it means it works great on your acoustic kit. When you're really slamming the kit, you can have it attached to a cowbell mount on your bass drum, for example, and it won't false trigger because it only actually triggers when you hit it.
Does it also work with older modules as well?
It works with older modules because it's a piezo trigger, but they won't have the trigger type BT1 in them. But you can get around that by just adjusting the trigger threshold inside the module. So if you need any help on that, just email Roland support in Sydney or speak to the guys at GH Music, and they'll be able to hook you up with the right information. It's in the manual as well, so pretty straightforward. There's some other things you can do with the Handsonic apart from just triggering sounds. It allows you for the first time to actually load in your own sample loops. So it's not like the SPDSX, which we're going to cover in another video, that actually allows you to record directly in. You actually play a pattern in and record it as a loop, and it saves it to the internal memory, and then you can create your own custom user kit setup with loops and samples wherever you want them on the pad. So there's one in there called 20 Funky that I really like, which is a Michael Shack patch. And that actually has loops on the far left little triggers there. So there are 13 trigger pads on the HBD20, and some of them you can assign, all of them you can assign any sound you want to, but some of them on the 20 Funky patch have loops on there. So you might have a hi-hat groove or a bass drum beat, something that you can play and then play on top of. So it allows you to load your own samples in. So it could be a backing track, it could be fragments of songs, it could be little loops that you've played in. So it's a cool thing. You just load them in via USB stick as WAV files, and they appear inside the actual sound module itself.
And can you record anything you play on this?
Yes, you can either record it directly in and use it as a user kit, or you can actually connect it via USB to your computer and record entire tracks into whatever you're using sequencer-wise. Could be Ableton, it could be Pro Tools, Logic, Sonar, whatever it is. It will work beautifully as a controller. So there are a lot of guys out there, DJs, that are using this as a live performance tool because it looks cool on stage, and everyone likes watching a drummer. I mean, that's why I'm guessing that's why you're also into playing the drums as well, because it's such a cool visual thing to see. But it's also very interactive. But when you take it home, you can plug it back into your setup and use it to actually compose music and control parts inside your sequencing software. So it's ready to go out of the box.
Cool, thanks Simon. That's
no worries.
The Handsonic HBD20. We've got them in stock at GH Music for you to come and try out. We'll see you soon.